Everybody, welcome back with the Purplatypus is the name Zoom, and today we are going to be talking about Layla. New character just dropped. Who dis? So she is a kind of a cool guardian. She is kind of like Momo, but on steroids. She basically does what Momo does, but does it 6 times a turn instead of 3. But you have to get her up to 5 stars to that. She also is not such a one-trick pony in the sense she has a lot of interesting attacks and support. So we're going to kind of go over her kit, do a bit of a preview, and then I will show you her character trial at the end as well. We're going to use a combination. I kind of like being able to use this because it looks nice. We're going to use this site, the socnopotion.com, to get a better idea. Plus, you could also choose the star level, right? So you could choose 1 star or 5 star. So at 1 star, I actually can look at it on here for this. Gains block. Can also block magical attacks. Performs preempt on, I don't like the terminology, but it performs a preemptive strike on enemies on the fronter side within 2 tiles of the character before they actively attack. At the end of the turn, if you are within the range of an enemy's threat, you get the Iris Vanguard, which is a 40% damage increase and a 20% ignore defense, which is very good, lasting until the start of the next turn. So if she's next to an enemy, she has this pretty much, well, she doesn't have it active on her turn. She has it only when it's not her turn, which is kind of weird. So she doesn't normally shred defense. She shreds defense when it is not going to be her turn, which is kind of interesting, I guess. But that's kind of, it feeds into her kit. She's doing more attacks off her turn like Momo does. 1 star, magic defense 15%. Your preemptive strike deals 40% damage. It can be triggered up to 2 times per round. This kind of sucks. It is okay in the sense that it's all in her trait, where you'll automatically preemptively strike people that just come into range and, or, you know, try to attack your allies before they actively attack. So that's pretty good, but it gets so much better. So this doesn't change. This is the bottom text box that it's changing. She gets 25% defense. It does 60% damage instead. And the trigger range goes up to 3 tiles instead of 2 tiles. And it triggers 6 times per round. Up to 6 times. At the start of the turn, you also gain an energy, which I guess is pretty cool. You know, just throw that in there. It is, I'm sure it's hyper relevant and like specific abilities here, but I'm not sure exactly how the flow of that works. But up to 6 times around, 60%. So she scales very hard with the star level. Is my camera? Whatever. The camera's in a decent spot. So now that we got her trait, let's take a look here. Her starting skill is not unique. I believe even some bronze units have this, I think. Actually Enforcer has it. Single target attack deals 130% damage before attacking. You gain physical defense and magic defense. You'll probably never use this ability unless you're in a brand new account, and this is the only thing you can get her. I like it when characters have a default skill that feel very like unique and cool, like a Gust has the Wrath ability or whatever, but this is whatever. Rank 1, I don't particularly like any of these abilities. After attacking, inflicts restraint. I mean, this is fine, but so many things are just like immune to it unless the 100 speed can hit them, even though the other part can't. Attack down 2. No assist on the target, lasts for 2 turns. For targets with restraint, additionally inflicts stun for 2 turns. This is a lot of stun. Stunning for 2 turns is huge. It's an instant skill with no cooldown, but I think it's just more cute. I don't think, maybe this is like a PvP call thing, but I don't take PvP very seriously in this game because the game doesn't take PvP very seriously. So as far as PvE goes, anything that is control is usually not very good because almost everything that matters is going to be immune to it. But when you get to rank 3, this is where, like, if they put one of these here, they know that if they put this here and this here, you would just not have to use Castilia. But they design characters with their skills and spots specifically, so you have to use the Castilia. Whatever, I guess I don't really like that because now you can never get a stockpile to actually get your old characters. Like, it would be cool to have all the Castilia on like well, we already talked about them, like Enforcer or like, I don't know, Butterfly, you know, these really old characters, by getting a bunch of them as it becomes like an obsolete resource. But they kind of just, they give you one, they make you spend one to use the new character. They give you one, they make you spend 1 or 2 to use the new character. So It's kind of annoying, but these are two abilities you're going to be taking probably for sure. First one is a instant 2 energy, 3 cooldown, teleports other allies within 4 tiles to your side. So they will just teleport to as close to you as they can. You gain assisting cover, which means you're going to jump in front of them. You get block enhancement 2, and you get comrades. After performing strike back, alert, or preempt, you inflict no passives and attack down on the target. This ability isn't like doesn't blow my mind, but it is reasonable. It can be good. Sometimes teleporting everyone to you is kind of annoying because usually I don't tend to play in a defensive way trying to retreat. I usually play in an aggressive way where I'm trying to get in there. But if you have her in front of everybody, maybe she can move them up a little bit. It's okay. The teleport part, that seems a little, it seems mostly so she could protect them, right? But I don't particularly like that part. But giving assisting cover is fine. Block enhancement 2 is no joke. That is a lot of defense. And then the comrade skill, inflicting attack down 1, is also good. Overall, like, out of the 2 abilities, this is the one I'm less likely to take, but I'll probably end up taking both of them if I get the character. But Shelter from the Storm is a support skill on a 3 cooldown, no energy cost. You get damage reduction 4, so 40% less damage. And then physical defense up 2 and magic defense up 2 and piercing damage reduction 3 to all allies within 3 tiles of the character. I believe we'll check when we go into the tutorial or whatever the thing, but I believe she gets all of these effects as well. It's not just the damage reduction she gets. But that is some defense. Defense, bro. This is actually the most stacked defensive skill I've seen. Physical defense 2, magic defense 2, damage reduction 4, and piercing damage reduction 3. Like, I don't know how many enemies deal piercing damage, but the fact that you have it is huge. So I like both these abilities. The reaction is super obvious what you're going to get. You can either get the ability when you get hit by the front to get damage taken reduced by 30%. Okay. Or you can make it so when a ranged character attacks you, if their speed is lower than you, you dodge the attack. All of their attacks, it says, but it only triggers 1 time per round, but I assume this means if a single target has like Falco or whatever his name is, if he has the attack that hits twice, like pop, pop, that it'll dodge both of them. But you just dodge the attack from the front or side, and you're a guardian, you have high speed. What is your speed at? 233. You're higher than almost every ranged character in the game. If not like literally like Simona and stuff will beat you, but for the most part, this means you dodge 1 range attack per turn, and then when you dodge, you deal a 60% physical damage to 1 random target within a 3x4 area in the attacker's direction. It's so weird. It's like, I don't know what the flavor of this is. You dodge the attack. Do you like reflect the arrow back and it hits someone randomly? But the fact that it hits something random is very weird. I don't mind it. It's like totally fine because you dodge the attack and you deal damage, but overall, pretty good reaction. Not busted, but it looks really cool. I do like just being able to dodge attacks for free every single turn that they're ranged, you know? Now, here's where another spot to use Castilla. Maybe even if you only have 1 to use on the character, this is probably going to be where you use it even more. I guess it depends, you know? I guess it depends. Night Crimson. For all Night Crimson allies in battle, you get increased attack, defense, blah, 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 and damage 12%. I like auras. I don't have many Night Crimson characters, if like any, almost none. But this is going to be a pretty powerful aura just to have. 12% damage is a lot, and auras are good. You can make a Night Crimson team, as all the characters on there are pretty good. But Cloud Sash is kind of, I would say it's her best ability by kind of a long shot. Physical damage, 3 hits of 25% damage, so it hits for 75% damage to all enemies within a 2-tile radius of the character. It inflicts vulnerable 2 after dealing damage. So even though this hits for 75% damage, I'm pretty sure the first 25% does vulnerable 2. And so then they're going to be taking, what, 20% more damage if they don't have vulnerable on them for the second and third hit. That's the way it sounds like it works. Unless it means after dealing all the damage. Either way, it's still pretty good because it lasts for 2 turns, and she does most of her damage off her turn. So pretty decent AoE hit. And then the big one, you get the Iris Vanguard, which is, I think the reason they give this to her, because she already gets it passively if she's within an enemy's threat range. I assume that this is in case she kills everything around her with the Cloud Slash, she will still get it. But she should be getting this automatically. This is not super important. It would be nice if this skill was instant. Then you could actually use it on your turn. But I don't think there's a way for her to use it on her turn. But slashed clean. This is the buff, bro. This is the most important buff. This is like half of her entire kit. It's so funny. Like, look at all this text, all these abilities. Half of what makes her usable is in the very last, like, 8 words of this skill here. Slashed clean. The attack method of the trait changes. It is forced alert triggers. The alert range increases by 1 tile. The number of alert triggers additionally increases by 1 and cannot be interrupted. If the number of triggers is used up, it reverts to the original trait attack method. This effect cannot be dispelled or immunized. So what does this do? This makes it so her trait goes from a range, I think it's range 3 here. I think it goes up to range 3, even though it doesn't say it here. Up to like range 4. It increases the range of her ability, which is good. It makes it go from 6 to 7 triggers at first, like almost like who cares, but it gets the forced alert trigger. This is so important. This makes it very much like Momo with the hunter's intuition thing. So now she automatically does it when they're actively attacking. She will also do it just when they move in the territory. I believe she only does it once, not like per tile. But now when they enter the territory, she will automatically preemptively attack them. So this makes it way easier to get all those triggers off. And most importantly, it also makes it so she doesn't have to use the hunter's thing. I don't even remember what... I think the hunter's thing might activate on skill use, not on movement. So the hunter's thing probably didn't work with her anyway. But she also has her own unique trinket that she wants to use. So this just makes her trait insanely powerful. She's mostly her trait. Her trait is most of what her kit does. And this makes her trait better while also dealing damage at the same time. This is absolutely always going to be on the bar. I can't imagine not having it. And one of your main goals is going to be to find a way to get her 3 energy every turn so she could always keep slashed clean up. When you get up to her attack, it's actually kind of nuts. She has the strongest basic attack in the game. 75% damage. If the target has 3 or more debuffs, you pursue after your attack, dealing 35% physical damage 2 times. So this does 150% damage. Not quite. 145% damage, right? It's 35 times 2. That's 70 plus 75, 145% damage. I don't think there's any other basic attack that does that. I think Simona is like 130% magic. But this is a super good attack. They need to have 3 debuffs, but I don't necessarily think that's that hard. And so many things do just like debuffs by mistake in general with characters these days. Like so many attacks have so much text in it. They're not just damage, they're damage and something else. So I think getting 3 debuffs on an enemy is going to be very easy. And I think Warhorn alone counts as 2 debuffs because I think it's the defense down and it's the focus target debuff. So pretty easy to actually get off. Rank 11, she doesn't have her ultimate necessarily because I think that's the Cloud Slash, but she does have an insane ability here. They're both pretty good, but first let's take a look here. Reduces damage taken by 15%, battlefield traversal, immune to Scorch, and skill interruption effects. The skill interruption effects I think would be good, except for the fact that slash clean also makes it so you can't be interrupted. So this already kind of has the most important part of this in there. At the end of the turn, clears enemy traps and special tile effects within 2 tiles around the character. So 15% less damage, good. Immune to Scorch, okay. Interruption effects, okay. At the end of the turn, clears traps and effects. It's like, this is like flavor. This like feels cool. Like in an RPG, in a totally different style of game, this could be a cool character where you have someone stand and like slowly, like flavorfully clear out traps as they go forward. Being immune to fire can make her like a fireman, you know, or whatever. I don't know. Like this is like a cool flavor ability. I just not that good, and I don't think it necessarily is interesting on her. The 15% reduced damage is whatever. She already has like, I don't know, she already has damage reduction 4 and shit, you know, and then the ability to dodge. So this isn't very good. But in Counter-Strike, this ability is kind of insane, right? 40% of your magic defense is added to your physical attack, and you get 10% HP. I feel like that's just good. I feel like that's just a lot of physical attack. Not going to be insane. There are, I believe, is it Guzman has something that does that as well, but it's not passive. I think it's like mana conversion or something. But also does getting more HP encourages you, not, it doesn't punish you for building more defensively. You don't need to build it because she is a guardian at the end of the day. So she'll probably passively have higher magic defense in general. This ability is good. I could see myself running that absolutely. In fact, I'm probably running Encounter Strike, Cloud Slash, and Shelter the Storm. Those are probably the 3 I'm running, if I had to guess right now. Yeah, I think that's how I would run her. But let's go ahead and take a look in game. So, see, isn't this picture so much nicer? But it doesn't give me all the information that I want all the time. So here, we can actually take a look at the Night Crimson characters. So it's just her, Tristan, and Rawia, and then I still don't have Darken. I think I will do one multi for her, but I don't plan on actually actively pulling for her. So in addition to her, she does have the unique Shield of Justice, which I think I am going to be pulling for, honestly, which is it's a little sketchy, I'll admit. But I really want this on my Simona. So when you get 1 copy, having a physical shield, when having physical shield, increases attack and defense by 6%, just straight up, as long as you have a physical shield. Then at the start of the turn, you gain a physical shield equal to 50% of your physical defense with a 3-turn cooldown. It goes up to a 12% attack and defense, and then physical shield equal to 120% of physical defense on a 2-turn cooldown. So it's a pretty darn powerful trinket. I like it a lot on Simona, because Simona has a physical shield every single turn forever. And right now, mine's using the Scroll of a Gust or whatever to give other people speed, which is good. But I think that this just gives her straight up 6% attack and defense, which she's not using right now. And every now and then, it'll give her more physical shield to use with her dash attack. So I actually quite like this, and I will be pulling on that. Obviously, if you get Lila, I don't even know if it's that crazy good on her. Does she even get, like, I don't know. I don't remember I've seen anything that's like gives her a physical shield. I think it's because she gets it passively. It gives you passively every few turns. It seems like a good trinket. It doesn't seem like busted on her, honestly. But I'll do a more dedicated build if I actually pull her. Or if I just get some time to watch other gameplay of her. But let's go ahead and we'll do the character trial. Then we'll do some pulls. Overall, what are my impressions? Very cool character. She feels like one of those like stereotype cool samurais or whatever. So the only thing, I already did this one once just to make sure that I don't fuck it up. The only thing I don't know is with the preempt, but maybe you could let me know if you're watching this. Does it work when they attack allies? I'm pretty sure it does, but I don't know for sure. So let's go and Shelter from the Storm. We'll let them go. I want to make sure that you got those buffs too as well, right? Yeah. So you do get the... You got Comrades. After performance strike back, alert, or preempt strike, you lower their attack. Block enhancement. Look at all these buffs, bro. She hasn't even done anything yet. Reduces damage 40%, physical, magical, and piercing. Yeah. You also got attack up too. I don't even know what did that. What gave you the attack up too? Who fucking knows anymore, man? There's so many buffs. Maybe it's the allies. All right, so you come up here, and I actually don't know if you can. Here, we'll just do it the way I did it. So first, we'll see how she works normally. You stand by. So someone's gonna come up to hit her, and she's going to counterattack him. She can do this up to 6 times. She's gonna get hit in the back. Bom bom. Ouch. But watch, dodge. Then you get a counterattack. So she did a normal counterattack. And then she did the dodge counterattack. And then when they attack her, she's still going to hit him first. Like, it's actually kind of crazy sick. And so that's how it normally works. But now if you go and use this one pretty darn good skill, it will also activate on move, which is insane. And it activates up to 7 times, right? So let's see if we can count. Look at the range here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now she's done. But that was her dodging the attack, I think. No, that was her dodging the attack. Oh, it's funny. Look at that. It actually missed. Okay, so now it's up to 8. I don't even know. Maybe it just does infinite. You would think it would only last like as many times as it says, right? Increases it by 1, goes up to 6, whatever. The point is, I don't fully understand it, but this is not a play-by-play. We're kind of just trying to see exactly how she works. But yeah, this is what she does. She stands in the middle, she hits people, occasionally she'll do her buff, and then she's here to basically create this T-Dun-sized, Momo-sized area of effect, and just anytime someone moves or tries to attack, she slaps them. You could think of it as like a sword strike where she's just so fast and she's going, but I kind of think of it as someone gets too close, she goes like, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. All right, so let's go ahead and do 1 multi for her. Let's see if we get her. Use summons to summon. No, I want to use them to cash out, baby. We're only doing 1 summon. We don't go for the dogs. Look, the dog was a false prophet. I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say that a dog was a false prophet, but we're the fool. This looks like my cat. Holy shit. Okay, come on. Oh my god, is this going to be the greatest video of all time? Is this going to be the greatest video of all time? You're all a bunch of idiot losers, bro. I am the greatest gamer that's ever existed. I am the greatest gamer that's ever existed. All right, well, we'll go ahead. Holy shit. I have never gotten a double legendary pull ever until right now. That was insane. That was insane. All right, I'll spend $100. All right, you got me, game. Holy shiz. Wow. All right, well, let's try to continue our luck. Let's go ahead and do 1 multi on the imprint here. I want 1 copy for my Simona. Let's try this. Holy shit. If it wasn't 2 a.m. right now. I forgot to do the cats. All right, we know we got nothing. All right, I might pull till I get one, because I'm guaranteed within the next 30, and I think I actually do want 1 for Simona. But damn. All right, well, hey, there we go. Guys, that's it for this one. Much love. Purplatypus is Purplatypus. I'll see you on the flip-flops. Bye! On the rise, watch the views go.